climbing, I'm losing my grip. Storage costs rising, they'll never let me skip. Refunds I'm eating, returns pile up too. Oh, Amazon, what else will you do? I look at my dashboard, my profits erased. My margins are gone, it's a slap in the face. Prime Day's a promise, but it's such a race. How much will I make if I'm replaced? It's a cruel, cruel number. Fees keep climbing, profits torn asunder. Oh, it's cruel, the sellers wonder how to survive when the margins go under. It's a cruel, cruel number. Every month it's something new to plunder. Oh, it's cruel, it's no wonder we're stuck in this game. The algorithm's thunder.
Yo, Amazon's back, and they got a new scheme. Reimbursement slashed, it's every seller's dream. They're digging deep, taking more from the pot. Let's break it all down, expose what they got. March 25, it's a policy drop. They say manufacturing costs, but we know it's a flop. Give us your cogs, they're demanding the price. But if you don't, they'll estimate nice. Nice for them, not for you. Watch a payout shrink. That comprehensive evil is a corporate wing. Lost in the warehouse, damaged on the floor. Now they pay you pennies, not a cent more. Fees on the rise, profits on the run. They don't lift a finger, but they pocket the fun. We're fair! They shout while they cut our shares. Amazon math, man, it's full of errors. Fees, taking our dough. They're stacking the deck, and it's sellers who owe. Reimbursements? Nah, they're taking us down, but we're still here, we don't mess around. Fees, straight to the top. Amazon's game, it'll never stop. Margins tight, but we keep the grind. Sellers unite, we're one of a kind.
I try to sell my product on Amazon, thought it'd be a breeze. But little did I know I'd be stuck with seller support disease. They never seem to solve my problems, just give me the runaround. I'm tired of waiting on hold. My patience is wearing thin, I'll never be found. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck. Can't get no satisfaction. I'm out of luck, out of luck, out of luck. You don't care about my business, just trying to make a buck. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck.
This one's for the sellers on the grind, getting left on red, wasting all their time. I hit up support, got an auto reply. Thanks for your patience, man, I wanna cry. Inventory lost, my margins are toast. The reps playing tag like the Casper the Ghost. They pass me around, it's a never-ending game. Nobody takes action, everybody shifts blame. My ASINs down, I'm out of the race. They say they'll escalate, yo, what a disgrace. Amazon seller support, you're breaking my heart. No answers, no fixes, just tearing me apart. Hours in the queue, stuck in the dark. Amazon seller support, you're missing the mark.
Amazon game plan, that is the key. Seller central dashboard, that's where I be. Analyze the funnel, see what we lack, then we optimize. Sellers know it's a fact. I get it poppin', you know that it's lit. Climbing the rankings, ain't no room to quit. I check the data, they notice the stats. I keep the method, that's how you adapt. Metrics are showing, you know it's our cap. Amazon sellers, it's time to react. I'm about that action, I do this with passion. I got them like, whoa, what is this? Huh, whoa.
I don't know, dude. I think everybody's just buying stuff based on reviews and badges or whatever. They don't even know who we are. These customers don't even know the name of my brand, but they keep clicking add to cart like it's part of the plan. They see that Amazon badge and think it's all grand, but yo, they don't even know the name of my brand.
Click, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell a day. Now listen up, I'm Steven Pope. Amazon guru, I'll help you cope. Step 1, get that trademark stamped. Without brand registry, your Amazon cramped. Head to Seller Central, log in quick. Manage stores tab, yeah, that's the trick. Upload your logo, flex that style. You're about to make Jeff Bezos smile. Where pick a template, marquee or grid. Drop your tiles like a branding whiz. Hero image, big and bold. This store's gonna glitter like digital gold. Click, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell the day. Yo. In the trenches of the Amazon game, trying to survive while it's driving me insane. Nobody warns you, they just claim it's passive income. Nah, it's pain. I'm sitting at a birthday, laughing, chilling, next to a newbie Amazon seller spilling. She's like, Prime so smooth, it's a killer. Then tried to sell, now she's stuck in a thriller. Finding products, yeah, that's the first grind. Scrolling Alibaba, losing my mind. Sample suck, manufacturers decline. I'm like, dang, how's anyone doing this fine? Ship it in, pay for the bubble wrap, but they ship glass bottles in padded crap. Now I got hot sauce leaks, refund stacked, customers pissed. Man, I'm under attack. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat. Trademark wars, brand registry's a scam. They banned my brand, now I'm in a jam. Listings yanked, products ranked and tanked. Lost dogs in the catalog, my account shanked. Now let's talk ads, it's a rabbit hole. 1,000 hours deep, man, it's taking my soul. Weekly negations, bulk sheets for control. Excel's my new weapon, but it's taking its toll. SEO's no joke, keywords in the game. Alt text, A+ content, playing insane. Lifestyle shots, avatars for fame, but the CTR's low, all products look the same. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, from SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat.
Let's go to Mac School. To Mac School. Class is now in session with Professor Pope.
They got the SAP, cause Professor Pope wrote the recipe. Helping Amazon sellers grow sales exponentially. Amazon's a jungle, but we map the strategy. Brand strategist playbook, it's a guide to victory. Troubleshooting catalog, you know we got the answer key. Boosting all your rankings, turning sales into a legacy. SOB so deep, you think we studied at Mac School. Every step we follow leads to growth, yeah, it's a golden rule. Stuck on keywords, we'll find the ones that work the best. Using Helium-10, strike distance keywords pass the test. Incremental indexing ensures the listing set to rise. From the back end to the bullets, optimization hits the skies. Brand store creation, yeah, we make it shine and flow. A+ content design makes conversions overflow. Need your images on point, best practices in the plan. Alt text and photo rules ensure your visuals command. SEO meets PPC, it's balanced, every step aligned. We'll construct the MKLs that drive rankings over time. Budget caps and bid adjustments, no more wasted spending. Segmentation builds campaigns that sellers can defend. Got a hijacker, no problem, we'll file to take them down. Review requests in action, 5-star ratings come around. Flat file updates, market share reports, it's all in reach. Professor Pope wrote the SOP so sellers learn and teach.
Meanwhile, my Amazon guys on the case, fixing up my problems at lightning pace. Ticket escalations, Mag's the boss. Even Amazon says we'll take the loss. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. They're supposed to be the pros, but they can't decode policies and tools from their own damn road. I'm paying fees, yet they bring me stress. But Mag turns my chaos into pure success. Seller support reps, they throwing shade, but then admit, yo, Mag will get you paid. Third-party agency taking the throne while Amazon fumbles in their own damn zone. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. So here's the truth, let's keep it real. Mag's the team with the pro-level skill. Amazon sellers, you know the vibe when support says call Mag. They'll give you peace of mind. Amazon seller support, you can suck my image stack. Sucking is all you're good at anyway. Bezos, hit me up if you want to sell seller support. I'm buying. There's a chase. Peace.
Hello and welcome to the My Amazon Guy Friday live Q&A. My name is Wickham. I'm Vice President of Sales and Marketing here at My Amazon Guy, and I am joined today by one of our amazing brand managers, Ramiro. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Nice to be here with you guys.
Fantastic. Today we are going to be going through a bunch of questions as usual, and I thought Ramiro would be a great asset to bring on and have a little bit of fun today. So we'll be live for the next hour, hour and a half or so, and we'll answer everybody's questions, go through, and get down to it. So without further ado, let's hop in. If you do have a question, if anybody has a question, throw it in the chat now. We do go basically in order of all of the different questions we have. And so without further ado, we have Bartolini with a 3-part question. Hi, Noah. In the last live session, you said that for a product that dropped below 3.7 stars, it's better to relaunch it rather than try to recover it. But how should I go about it? What are the key points I need to pay attention to? In the meantime, I was doing some research and read that I should change the product name. Is that true? Because otherwise, I would have to change the entire production line, and that's not something I can do. Also, is there a risk they might link it back to the old product and give it the same rating? All right, good question, Bartolini. So whenever you have a product that has exceptionally low reviews, especially if you already have, let's say over 100 reviews, and you're going to have a really hard time essentially getting your review rating back up, primarily because those reviews are going to hurt your overall sales, revenue, and volume. And the less sales volume you get, the less reviews you get overall. And so therefore, we typically recommend anything below a 3.7 or closer to a 3.5 to do a relaunch. What this entails is essentially going through, doing an entire UPC change for the product, creating a new variation of the product under a new ASIN with a new UPC. Yes, technically speaking, you could go about with a new title as well, but you can't do that for the current product. That won't change anything when it comes to the active reviews on that product. Instead, essentially, we recommend that you go ahead and create a new product, new UPC. You could do this as well through just relabeling with a new FN SKU code on your current products that goes over top the UPC on those products. And then you can essentially do that relaunch. Ramiro, anything to add on that?
No, I think you basically covered everything. But just make sure that we are doing some changes. Like the listing shouldn't be like exactly the same. You can change some images, something, and in that way, Amazon just will think that this is our product. So yeah,
I'd agree. And
and something that is important, like for the new version of the product, in order to not repeat the same errors, of course, you can go with Bind, with some other tactics in order to have good reviews. And get the most of that no history ASIN that you will have, because you have to try to rank at the beginning like the most that you can. In that way, Amazon will think that your product is the best, and it will give you most of organic ranking, right?
Yeah, I'd agree. And I mean, as well, one thing you can do is essentially just with that old ASIN, either just take all of the data off of it to avoid anything where they may link the products back together. As Ramiro said, they change it around, and hopefully you won't get that linkage issue. All right, Abdullah, I have access on SPP through authorized partner, but after client access, the normal user permission has removed. I don't know why, and what is service approved benefits on SPP? Yeah, so whenever you sign up for SPP, you essentially have to actually add these services that you provide. So for instance, for us, we have applied for full account management. We have also applied for the advertising management and for, I believe, the brand registry management. I'll have to double check on that one. But you essentially have to apply to those, get approved through those, and then once you are added as an authorized partner by your client partner, you can go through and have them add all of the specifics for the rules like they would as a normal user. So you can't be added as a user anymore. You have to be added as an authorized partner. They get to dictate what the actual things are for the authorized partner. Then you can add user accounts onto your SPP side, and you can designate specific access for them. So I assume, Ramiro, doesn't have much clue on that because we're still getting all the brand managers up to speed on that. So I figured I would jump in on that one. All right. Happy Friday. We got an email. We're contacting you because your listing integration or the software that you use to create listing integrations has not been updated to support listings API. We created all of our listings in Seller Central and we are not using any tools to create or manage listings. Does this email pertain to us? I think the answer is no. Ramiro, have you seen this email come through to any clients recently?
To some of them, yes. And I would say that Amazon is just sending these emails to all the clients. But remember that if you just used Seller Central to create your listings, you can just ignore this message because this will apply to all the ones that, all the clients, all the sellers that are using some external tools to create all these listings. So you can just ignore that message. Okay.
Yeah, I think as well with that, this probably pertains to kind of the last one with SPP, where all service providers, solution providers of any kind are being required to go through that portal now. And so even any softwares that you use on your account, you'll just add those in as authorized partners in the future. So that's probably part of it. But if you're not actively doing anything with it, no worries. Let's see. My listing reviews dropped from 354 to 189. I opened a case and support said they would update the reviews in the back end, but the issue remains. I also recreated the variation, but still issues. Ramiro, I think I was asking about something similar recently, and you had a couple ideas there.
Yes. So we have this issue with some accounts, and you know that 2 months ago, Amazon just sent a clarification about Vine reviews. I'm almost 100% sure that the listing that you are talking about has multiple Vine reviews. That could happen with this kind of listings because Amazon is just removing reviews because what they are saying is that if you parent multiple ASINs that individually got Vine reviews and then you combine them together, you cannot have all these reviews like together because it is not compliant with Amazon policies. So they are just removing some reviews. What you can do and what we've been doing is writing emails to community managers in Amazon. There is an email, so I don't know how we can share that email here. However, well, sometimes they answer you, sometimes they don't. But I mean, that is the only way. If you open server support cases, we are not going to get good answers. They don't know how to manage these. The only way would be with the community managers. I don't know if you have any other insights, Noah.
No, and I think the only thing to add on to that as well, just so people are aware, a couple of months ago, Amazon changed policy around Vine. So the historic was that you could do Vine, and the strategy was exactly that. If you had multiple variations, you would create them as individual listings, go through the Vine program, get 30 reviews for each one of the listings, then parent them together. And guess what? You have 3 products, 30 reviews each. Now you have 90 reviews. But Amazon changed it, as Ramiro said. Now they essentially said, hey, only one product or one version of Vine reviews for parentages. However, it wasn't until recently that they started doing exactly kind of what we're seeing here, where they are taking away those Vine reviews. So it's an unfortunate thing, and especially because that's been a long-running strategy pretty much since Vine was enacted. Now, that being said, I'm not the biggest fan of Vine reviews in the world because they usually have a lower rating in general than average reviews, but it was a good strategy while it lasted, I suppose. Mark, hi Noah. I got Creator Connections campaign set up. Have about 80 creators who accepted. Not sure what to do though after the campaign is live. Any advice on how to maximize this post setup? Ramiro, have you done much with Creator Connections?
Yes, we did. So we have a nice strategy here that I will share with you. Probably you can replicate it because I think that is a good strategy. Once you create the campaign and it is live, you will start getting multiple messages from the creators, like saying, "Hey, this is my profile link, and I have multiple followers in TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and I would like to get a free sample." So you can send some samples to the ones that you think are the best for your product. that can show your product to their audiences, and you will get some purchases, right? However, what we've been doing in order to create like a database is to create a Google form. Well, you can use another tool to create a form. So you can send this link of the form to these creators and asking for some questions like, hey, which channels you are active in, right? Like, for example, TikTok, Instagram, Meta. How many followers do you have? What are your other links? I don't know, all the information that you want to ask them. Like, for example, which product do you want to advertise, or what type of content you want to create for our products. In that way, they will start filling out that information. You will have everything super tidy in a spreadsheet, and you can start doing filtering and some other things, and probably later use this sheet to contact the creators for some other purposes, like doing some other campaigns outside Amazon. You know?
Bingo. I mean, that's kind of right on the money. The big thing as well, and thing I always tell people with Career Connections, my number one hack is budget on Career Connections does not matter.
Yeah.
I have created so many Career Connections campaigns where I'll just put the budget at like $1 billion, because for those that are unaware, on the creator and influencer portal side, it allows you to essentially filter by specific campaigns. And so I hear so many times people are like, I'm not getting any exceptions from creators and nobody's wanting to do it. And it's like, okay, well, what's your budget? Oh, $10,000. And it's like, that's nothing, right? And people don't want to compete for, a super small pot. So they like the idea that they can essentially, gain infinitely from it. So at the end of the day, it's just a promotion. It only applies. You're only spending that budget if you get the sales. So perfect. My closest competitor is ranking number 1 on many keywords with 0 search volume, according to Helium 10. Are these keywords important? And I showed the after them using PPC or SEO optimization or whatever. So first and foremost, Helium 10 is not, I would say, infallible when it comes to search volume. There are many times where I will see that as well, and it will be a very generic, very, I would say, good keyword, and Helium will just show a 0, or it just won't show anything. And the reality is that I think that Helium just is having an error, can't pull the search volume data. There's also sometimes where Amazon will combine search volume of specific keywords, things where, the difference between like balloon and balloons, right? That search volume is technically combined comparatively to other keywords. So are they important keywords? Potentially, if they're high relevancy in some capacity and you're seeing that there is sales volume towards them. And usually the best way to go about this actually comes down to searching it specifically within Amazon as well. And a lot of times I'll see is how many different products are also competing on that keyword has a lot of indication towards it. So typically speaking, yes, they are important. I would recheck those keywords occasionally to see if Helium has actually updated them as well. Ramiro, anything you want to add on that?
Just a comment. So probably they are 0 now, but you can also in Helium 10 check with the magnet tool, or probably in the screen that you are already. You can check the history of that keyword. So probably it used to be a good keyword with good search volume, and right now it is 0 for some reason, because probably, I don't know, they couldn't get the search volume numbers for now. Or as Noah was saying, like, try to check in 2 weeks more, or some time, to see if that number is updated.
Perfect. All right, let's go to Hamza. Ooh, a little LinkedIn comment. Amazon wholesale model is going down. It has been for years now, but okay. What do you think would be the alternative option, as most of the brands are not allowing their products to be sold on third-party platforms? This is an interesting one. So I don't think Amazon wholesale has been great for, I don't know, a couple of years. I would say probably since like at least the last 2 years, I think it's been going down. Now, that being said, can you still do wholesale if you find the right products? Yeah, it's just a little more saturated in this day and age. I think especially since like 2020, people really bought into the wholesale model. They understand it a little bit more, understand the nuances around it. Now, alternative options, I mean, I think it's the basics, right? white labeling products, private labeling products are always going to be options. You can still wholesale products, but I think the better route to go nowadays, rather than just finding a bunch of random products to wholesale, is making direct, partnerships, is the best way to put it, with different wholesalers, different brands, things like that. I work and coach with a couple of different people right now who are still technically wholesaling, but they're doing it on a larger scale. Like, the big thing to understand is still that 65% of the top 100 Amazon sellers right now are resellers of products. They are not brand owners, right? So even still in this day and age, wholesale, I think, is a viable option. It's just a lot of bigger fish compared to, small products here and there. And they're selling the same product all year round rather than just finding new ones to add all the time. Miro, anything from you?
I don't have anything. I don't have too many insights here, but
We don't deal with a lot of wholesale.
yeah.
It's fairly rare, I think, in this day and age to find smaller wholesalers. Can you share some format through which we estimate budget of one product launching? This estimation includes inventory cost and PPC estimations, etc. You want to take it?
Well, he wants like a format to go with it, right?
I'll let you know. This question, or a variation of this question, asked every single week.
Really?
The secondary to it is, what is the best budget to launch one product successfully and scale up to profitability, and how much time it takes to become profitable?
Okay. Yeah. So what I will say here is that when we are building a house, for example, we want to start from the basics, right? We don't want to start with the roof first, like designing the roof. So what I would say here is, the first thing that we have to get and be sure that we are getting is the best product. If we have the best product, like, all the other calculations will be done, like taking that into account. And also, like, all this profitability thing, like, this will vary from product to product, from account to account. Like, these are very subjective questions. However, if you want to put that in a spreadsheet, let's say, what I would say is, like, there are multiple phases in the launching process. The first one is, of course, inventory. How much your product costs? How much do you think, you are going to rotate on the first weeks? So for that, you can go with like checking your competitors, how much they are doing. Probably you are not going to go with the best seller, because that guy will be selling a lot, but probably you can just take, let's say, 10% of the best seller and start doing the calculations with that in terms of inventory that you will need. Then in terms, like, probably you will need a discount at the beginning. So you will have your target price, then try to do a discount there for the first weeks, right? Let's say you can start with 50% discount, and then every week try to decrease that discount at 10% until you get to the target price. So that will also help you to do the calculations in profit. Now, in terms of PPC, you will need more PPC at the beginning, because you are investing. You are in an investing phase. But everything, I think, it will start from the product. What type of product do you have? So let us know in the comments, and probably we are going to have like better ideas, because it's not the same like launching a product that costs $9 versus a product that will cost like $300, right? So there is a difference there.
Miro out here giving much better. I usually end up with this, starting with it depends.
yeah,
always, that's the biggest thing, I think. And I mean, you did touch on it lightly, right? It comes down to, at the end of the day, like, what is the product? What is your guaranteed price point that you want to hit? How much budget? How fast are you looking to scale? I mean, the difference between scaling a creatine supplement in this day and age versus, I don't know, a bird cage, right? Those are going to be very, very different as far as budgetary requirements, I think, for any type of product, and how long it'll take you to be profitable within those.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I say, we have a guest who has joined us, Mr. John Aspinall. How's it going?
Hey.
I don't know how he got in here, but he's in here.
Noah forgets that I have Illuminati level access to the org still.
Apparently. What's up, John? How's it going?
It's going well, pal. I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but that's okay. Today's the last day of Aspicon,
I knew
and
that was coming.
you,
I was on Aspicon, Frank.
that's why I'm here to, guys. If everyone here likes what Noah has to say every Friday, forget about what Reddit says about him. He knows his stuff, but
I have Reddit threads.
no, but you're gonna go check, right? No. If you like what Noah says, and 30 some odd more people almost as good as him, $8. Today's the last day for hearing all those speakers, and it is the most expensive day for the VIP in case you want to have it in perpetuity. But if you want to take a TGIF and take the day off of work and watch 4 days worth of summits in one day, I mean, I'm not your dad. You do whatever you want to do. But for $8, even if you only were able to watch one day of it, we are getting insane amount of folks. Oh my God, this saved my business. I was not able to get up in the morning until I was able to watch these videos. It cured. I had this rash on my foot, and I watched 2 sessions, and it was all cleared up. I mean, it's really like game-changing kind of stuff.
In fact, I'll do a fun little thing right now, since I have you here. For anyone that is not participating or hasn't seen it yet, here's a little sneak peek promo clip for everyone. Let's see here. Let me pull this up. Sneak peek promo clip with me starting.
I'm happy my team was able to put that together.
There we go.
Yeah, you didn't share tab.
Amazon, as a brand in general, does not stop at your product detail page. You are not your customer. Your customers will tell you what they want and what they like.
Asking a question and getting it on, it's just a better customer experience.
You should be backed with statistics, and then your graphic designer can really create images for you.
Healthy tension is part of a meaningful conversation.
Liz Downing.
Your content is still in
Daniela Bolzman.
step. Let's move it to premium.
The brand store is a great gateway
Delaney.
to the
Fendo.
personality of your brand overall.
In case you guys don't want to read the names. Dorian.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, like if you're anyone in the Amazon space looking to put together, it's Sean Durkitz. Are you kidding me? It's Sean Durkitz.
Everyone should go check out Aspicon. It had probably every single major face within the Amazon space that you can think of. Any thought leader within the space, or anyone who has had any good strategy to ever discuss, all in one nice little webinar package. So I was happy to be there as well.
I'm happy that you were able to attend. You weren't the first choice at MAG, I will say that. But since Stephen is backpacking at the foot of an active volcano, or wherever he's whatever he's doing nowadays,
he's at a theme park today on roller coasters.
I got the pictures. I understand. But we'll just you had to break the illusion. You just had to do that, right? You couldn't just put the boss.
Look, that's still doing something exciting.
Here. What does that say?
Money laundry.
I got it at Burlington, so I thought it looked cool. But anyway, guys, $8. I can't see any questions that are coming in, but I'm running. I want to answer one question that I know. Don't ask me anything about like a brand node, because I'm going to overload.
I'll find one. Well, here's one first and foremost. Yo, John Aspicon is amazing, man.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to take that as an insult and a compliment. A compliment because you think Aspicon is amazing. Insult, you spell John Jon. There's 2 types of people in the world. There's JOHN and then there's JONs. Just saying.
I don't think there's a single design question in here.
There's not, because everyone's doing amazing designs. Everyone's CTR is 600%. Their conversion rate is 1200%. Their ACOS and tacos, I think it's like 1%. So they're all just like, here we go. Wait, we have one right here. Next Aspicon, some more live edits like in Canva. Pull that one up. Optimizing main images or A+ content would be cool. That would be cool. But guess who's the only banana head in this industry that is willing to do that? You're looking at him. No other self-respecting design agency they're going to crack open Canva and show you the tips and tricks. No.
I'd do it. I just suck at design work.
Yeah, so why don't you do it? Go ahead and screen share right now. Pull up a Canva window and give it a whack.
No. Not a chance.
That would be cool though. That would be cool though for me to put my Canva skills against Mag's top designer, and then we pick through it to see.
I'd be open to a head-to-head.
Yeah.
Get the boys in the shop on it. We'll get the boys in the shop.
We got some more shout outs with my name spelled wrong. Please pull those up.
Let's see here.
No, it's Aspinall.
John.
Shout out John Aspinall. Help my team setting up PickFu with his expert involvement matters a lot. Yes, it does. Because if you're not testing, Steve Roll is fantastic. Get your roll on. Great song. But if you're not testing before you invest, you might as well just take your wallet, head on over to your nearest toilet or porta potty and just dump it in, because then you're just gambling. $8. I mean,
worth the $8. That's a coffee in this day and age,
dude. I was literally this whole entire week I've been holding up things that are the equivalent of $8. These two insanely large Red Bulls, it's 2 for $8. So you mean to tell me these are more valuable than the Summit?
That's less than the price of a single screen protector from Magic John.
That's like. I have nothing. I don't know.
I'm trying to find stuff for you.
That's like if you want to get some.
This candle is probably worth more than
some hair support supplements. I don't know. I shave my head. Why do I have hair support supplements? That doesn't make any sense. But no, for $8, guys, I strongly urge. It's the last day, and a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, this is great. Are you doing one in a couple months?" No. This literally took. Forget about the wind out of my sails. This took the whole sails off. I was a boat with sails. Now I'm just like a canoe floating. Like that's it. Probably next year. We have to see.
Well, actually, on that slight note, for anyone who is kind of curious how much it took the wind out of his sails. Let's see.
You got to put up something silly, because I got a lot of silly stuff on my end. Blackmail me.
No. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare put up something silly.
I'm reading comments over here. As a seller, can we see result sales of our products from Amazon Live influencers? Sheesh, is anyone really doing that still? Oh, you dirty dog.
For anyone who's curious if it really took the wind out of his sails, this is John after he finished his last recording for Aspicon.
Oh, Noah. What? Well, I know what my next LinkedIn post is.
I probably just shot myself in the foot with that one.
Well, that was probably the worst person you could have done that to.
I have started a war, everyone, that I probably cannot win. But
because not only do I have the imagination of a 7-year-old, but I also have the tools of AI and Canva ready at my disposal. On top of PickFu, which I could put that in front of at least 500 people and say, "Hey, which Noah looks worse, this one or this one?" So
I'll be expecting it sometime in the next 7 business days.
All in good fun, pal. I have a lot of receipts. I don't show them. I am the industry's black box. So
yeah, something like that. All right, guys.
I'm gonna sit around for a couple more minutes while you answer some questions.
I'm fine with that. Here we go. This past week, our sales crashed. We are 100% FBM. Is it because we are past the 4th of July spree and Prime Week coming? Is everyone seeing a sales slump, or is it just our account? I'll let Ramiro take that. What do you see?
No, why don't you let Ramiro hang on a second? Why on earth are you FBM 100%? Unless you are selling a commercial grade refrigerators or highly expensive things that you do not want to send to FBA, why or hazardous, I don't even know, the nuclear material. Why are you 100% FBM? That's my question. Before we even want to know why you have a sales slump, my question is, why are you 100% FBM? And if it's not for a super valid reason, then shame on you. Because if you have something that's very commoditized and your competition is FBA,
large product. That's going to be my number one guess always. Whenever someone says they're 100% FBM, large product.
Yes, yes. But guys, give us a little bit of context so we can give you better answers, right? And the first thing I will say is like check first, like the last year sales. If you have the same seasonality there, probably something related to seasonality. Probably is something related with Prime too, because you know that before Prime, well, customers go and they start checking what they are going to buy in the Prime season. And they just don't buy, you know, they just add to cart multiple products, and but because it is because they are going to buy that in Prime. So I would say that that is what you are seeing right now.
Prime Day sucks. 2 to 3 weeks before, 2 or 3 weeks after, you're just going to see a giant sales slump. Bunch of people clicking ads and a bunch of impressions everywhere, but you're just not going to see much sales because people are like, Prime Day, it's 2 weeks away. I should just wait to see if they have some kind of deal going on. Happens every single year, and it's one of the reasons that I think less and less sellers are interested in participating in Prime Day. We got Heisenberg Pod. I almost said God. I'm selling on merch by Amazon. I've included the keyword American flag in my listing, but my ASIN is not indexing for it. What steps can I take to resolve this and get indexed properly? What do you got, Ramiro?
So sorry, I got distracted. I'm selling on merch by. Let me read this, and I will.
Well, can you do all the typical tactics you can do in merch by Amazon? I don't know.
Technically, yes and no. So the issue with merch by Amazon usually comes down to the fact that since everything is like custom, right? And a one-time buy, merch by Amazon doesn't index as properly as like a standalone listing does. So it's similar into, God, what is that category called?
Handmade?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So I would say if you're not exhausting them all, like if you do have a brand story module and you have all the images inside and you're doing all the alt text behind it and you have A+ content and you have alt text behind those images, that's where I would go with it. I would look there first before you start to wonder why you're not indexing for it. Or maybe there's a little hidden suppression jammeroni behind there because you might be saying something you can't. I don't know.
Yeah, suppression likely for merch by Amazon, I would guess, because they're pretty good about that. I would also double check. Are you running any ads against this? Have you tried running ads against American flag? Are you positive that you have you checked search query performance to see if you're getting any impressions, any clicks from specifically that keyword? Because that's also a really big aspect. If you're not actually getting anything from the American flag, yeah, of course, you're probably not going to index all that quickly for it. So that would probably be my first thing. Ramiro, anything to add?
Yeah. So my first question would be like, how are you checking if you are indexing or not? Right? Probably you are checking the first page and you are not appearing there, but probably you are in the 10th page, right? You are there probably. So you can check that with Helium 10. There is a tool called Index Checker. So that would be like the first thing to check. If you are not appearing there, if you are not getting impressions, so probably you have a hidden suppression, and you have to check that with Amazon support. Probably you are missing something in the backend. It could be something related with the category, the GL category, GL node, something there is not okay.
Fantastic. All right. How to manage low ACoS PPC for high competition product. Ooh, so low ACoS PPC for high competition seems pretty counterintuitive. The reality is low ACoS for high competition is pretty much just saying, hey, I want to rank organically really, really well for products. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day. If you aren't ranking organically within the top 10, then you're going to have a really hard time on having low ACoS, because the only areas that low ACoS typically will come from is from individual keywords that you are either branded search term, very high ranking, or ranked again within top 10 for them organically. So that's usually the big thing is, okay, John Aspinall has a finger.
My question is, why are you selling a high competition product?
Everyone sells high competition products. It's Amazon.
Nope. Well, here's the thing. What difference? Here's it. Like high competition meaning what? Overarching just supplements. That's a high competition category. But when you boil it down, are you selling vitamin C supplements?
Are you selling creatine?
Are you selling creatine gummies, or are you selling like this Moroccan root that's so I think understanding when you say high competition, is it a high competition category, and then is it a high competition subcategory, is it a high competition specific on the product? Because you could say supplements, yeah, that's a high competition overarching category. But if you were to talk about vitamin C supplements with copper peptides in them, that's made like, no, that's not high competition, right? So I think understanding what the product is, again, is most, like Romero says, give more context here, folks. Otherwise, how are we supposed to tell you? Like you gotta. It's like going to the doctor and being like, I'm in pain. Well, what's wrong? I'm in pain.
Welcome to every Friday live ever.
Yeah, but probably I can
Yeah,
share one example. I can share one example of one of the brands that we are managing. So this brand was selling coffee, okay, and coffee is super commoditized, and everybody sells coffee. But this was a specific coffee, Ethiopian coffee, right? But there are some other big brands already in Amazon that sells Ethiopian coffee. We were having like super hard times in terms of CPC, of cost per click, because all these big brands were like paying a lot for the keywords where we wanted to rank. So it was insane, and our margins were not like we didn't have a lot of margin in order to pay the same that these guys were paying. So we switched the strategy in terms of PPC, and instead of going for exact match keywords, we went with auto campaigns. And the good thing with auto campaigns is that instead of let's say we have an exact match campaign with one keyword, right? So we are putting all we want to get more clicks for that specific keyword in order to get one sale. Let's say 10 clicks for that specific exact keyword to get one sale. What we did is switch the strategy, move to auto, and instead of going with 10 clicks for one keyword to get one sale, we went for one click for 10 keywords, long tail keywords that were much cheaper in terms of CPC in order to get the same sales. In that way, our ACOs just lower that down instantaneously, and that works super good for that brand. So that is some approach that you can take, but be careful with the negations that you are doing if you follow that approach. Okay.
Bingo. I'm running out of stock for my FBA. I won't restock because of tariffs. Ooh. What's the best way to pause the listing while I wait for tariff situation to be subsided or find another foreign supplier?
Well, let me say this, and then I gotta hop. There's no fancy way of pausing it. You're going to kill your BSR. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no like, hey, time out on Amazon, like dodgeball, and you have no more ball in your hand and you're about to get drilled in the face. There is no really like timeout. So either you're going to have to find another source. It sounds like it's from China, right? So I would explore other areas of, depending on the product itself, right? Could it be made here in the US? Could you sustain a higher cost? Like, here's the things you want to weigh out, right? If I pay $3 more on my costs, am I still making a margin? And now I'm making less margin. It's easier. It's better in the long run to take less margin and then than it is to have your BSR tank and try and start over again. That's my opinion.
I would kind of agree. One strategy I've seen a couple of people talk about, and I'm up in the air on it, but a couple of people have talked about this idea of like pausing the listing before running out of stock, and they say that helps keep your BSR once you're back in stock. I've seen people test it. I haven't seen any conclusive evidence that that's true or not. You could
just jack up your price, right?
Exactly, right? Like, honestly, anybody who is ever running out of stock, just start jacking your price up as much as you possibly can, because
make it as hilarious as possible. And then if someone does buy it, you can be like, hey, China, could you overnight air that over? I just charged this guy $500 for an ice cream scoop.
Exactly. It's like, worst case scenario, your conversion is probably going to drop, but okay, you're still making more profit at a lower conversion rate, right? So it's like, even that out at the end of the day, and it's, it works out well. Mr. Aspinall.
Later, folks. Coming. Love you all. I have to go do AspyCon stuff. Bye.
Yeah. Freaking guy. Goodness. All right. I've taken approval for a brand from Amazon. Amazon has given me catalog approval, but after giving the tag approval, I think catalog, maybe, I don't know. Amazon is not giving me permission to list and is saying that it is a restricted brand. Ramiro, have you seen this?
I haven't seen something similar.
No worries. So I've heard a couple of people talk about this and ask about this. So one of the things I would first and foremost ask, especially because I see that your name is Health and Beauty Fashion, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you're in the health and beauty category, which one has some pretty strict compliance that you have to follow within on Amazon. But secondarily to that, if you are a new seller on the Amazon platform and you are trying to get into certain categories, Amazon will not let you as a brand new seller just because they get overrun by basically non-compliant products. So one of the biggest things, even if you have approval for brand registry and you have catalog approval, blah, blah, doesn't matter because the actual category itself has specific restrictions for new sellers. So the biggest issue here is essentially make sure you actually have a product that is has full compliance documentation. You also should only do that through a Amazon compliance partner at this point in time, because Amazon, as of next month, will not accept compliance documentation from anyone not within their network. For anyone who hasn't seen that, by the way. So it's the only thing. It just takes a while to get that seller feedback to be able to sell within restricted categories. Especially the most common ones are ones where it's like consumable products. If it's a type of product that goes on your skin, if it has any type of FDA compliance or anything that needs to be met with it, those are all usually going to be restricted to brand new sellers on the platform. Rosina, thank you for your tips every Friday. Regularly, we always love a fan around here. We always love a fan. Can't figure out how to add alt text to Premium A Plus image modules anymore. Has this feature been taken away? Ramiro, what do you think?
Well, I have seen that in my accounts. Like I can see still that we have the alt text, but for some of my accounts, it seems that they are having the same issue as you. So yeah, I probably they are going to remove all these things.
So I posted a video a couple of weeks ago talking about the death of alt text on Amazon. It started with them taking it away from the complementary products or the product comparison chart at the bottom of A+ content. I'm starting to see it more and more with just general A+ content and within the brand story now for anything that already has crawlable text. I think by and large, Amazon is trying to circumvent the alt text loophole. They're doing a lot of different things right now to make their algorithm just work better, and also do it towards AI specifically as they get more and more into AI and make their AI work better. The 2-part title that's coming out here soon is a great example of that. But yeah, I think unfortunately, Rosina, if you're seeing that your Premium A Plus can't have it, I think that's a purposeful addition, which they're trying to limit alt text. I'm also seeing it not index as frequently anymore on A+ content. If they see that a image is what they would consider to be complementary image, the alt text doesn't technically show up. It just shows as empty alt text. Let's see. I already answered this one. Let's see. Recently, either you or Steven had talked about making a request to, I believe, Seller Support to stop automatic returns approval and having customer service requests first come to the seller. It's not a thing anymore, unfortunately. You can't technically do it anymore from the Seller Support or automatic if you're doing FBA. You can still technically set up your warehouse to have all returns automatically go to your warehouse instead of an Amazon warehouse. But you can't do it where customers can't automatically return unless you sell specific categories. So if you sell a product that has any type of, what is the word I'm looking for, hazmat or anything like that, then you can, and you can have it sent back directly to specific warehouses, but you can't just stop the automatic returns. You can ask Seller Support this, but fortunately, it's not a thing. Ramiro, have you dealt with this at all?
No, I haven't.
It's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, let's see. Ramiro, you want to read this one out?
All right, so is it Rosinava? So using Service Central order reports, we can find out which of the orders were refunded. But how can we audit if the products refunded were all also really returned to FBA inventory? So I would say that there is a report also in Amazon Service Central that will show you all the movements for all the SKUs, and like you will see like all the things that are going into your stock and the things that are going out of your stock. So probably you can check there all these returns. What do you think, Noah?
No, I mean I think you're fairly spot on.
Hmm. I don't
All the
remember the
orders
name of the report, but I will
Yeah,
check right
so
now.
the easiest way to actually probably do this would be present something new here. We can actually just kind of walk through this. The easiest way to probably do this would be through fulfillment reports. I'm in the news section right now. Let's do this. So two different ways to kind of go about it. One, you can actually, yes, get a order report. You can also get a return report, which technically if you're refunding people, you should also be getting that return alongside of it. If neither of those are meeting the expectation you're hoping for here, Rosanna, you can go to reports. You can go to fulfillment reports here, and then you can actually look at your sales data. Or no, which would it be?
It is the inventory ledger. That is the one that I was talking
Oh,
about.
you're thinking of inventory. Yeah, I guess that would work actually to use the inventory ledger as well for it. I was thinking of getting it specifically from a payments report section. So
I see.
being able to actually see like reimbursements for you as well. Your returns processing fee. So seeing that, that would probably also help you. So a couple of different reports. It really just depends on what you're going to be using it for, Rosina, and what you want to see there. So let's do. Oh, I got a new camera angle here going on. Guess this works. For supplement products and cost per click is, what type of structure should we create for this? I feel like I'm missing a question here, part of the question, but that's all we have from him. So type of structure to create for supplement products with a cost per click of $6 plus. There isn't really what I would call a structure for this, right? So we talked a little bit earlier in the pod about different products, different ones that are just either expensive to advertise, high competition type products. Usually a supplement is high competition, right? And how to go about that. A lot of times it just comes down to finding, I don't want to say loopholes, but almost like the tiny little crack within it all. So find the long tail is usually the best way to go about it. Ramiro brought the idea of auto campaigns, which honestly for high competition products works really, really well from a kind of lower cost per click perspective. We have a saying, and it's dig a hole an inch wide but a mile deep. So I think that kind of applies in this scenario when you find something that works really, really well from your cost per click perspective. If you don't have a large budget, stick with that and just up your budget as much as possible and completely dig out as much you can from that before moving on to I think more high competition, high velocity type keywords. Anything you got, Ramiro, or is that spot on?
I think that's it. And there is another question that is related with this one, like the next one. Low CPC sales in relevant keywords. So I would say that is a similar answer. What you can do also is like if you see that there is a keyword that is working for you, that is exact match, that has a high CPC, so you can try that same exact keyword but in a phrase match, for example. In that way, you are going to discover some other long tail keywords and probably with a lower CPC. Okay.
I'm down with it. You want to take this next one?
So it says, my listing is not showing the images in the order I want them to despite it being ordered correctly in the edit listing page. Customer support said to rename them. Oh, yes. So there is a way to upload the images like Amazon support is saying. Oh, there is a part 2. Is that the correct way to fix this issue? Support hasn't always been the most informative. Yeah. So yeah, you
Support
can
is
try with yeah, you can try with that one. I mean, we have always we need to always try all these things that Amazon support is telling us first, and then try some other alternatives. You can rename all these images in a folder as Amazon support is mentioning, and then you can upload that in another part in seller support. I don't remember the name of that specific menu, but you can upload the images there, and they will upload in the correct order. Now, if you cannot, like if you are not seeing the results there, probably it could be something related with your category. For example, I had a brand that was related to rags, and they like we had some big issues because Amazon was taking like an order that was not the one that we were entering there. So probably we'll have to fight more with Amazon support in that sense, or try to do some tweaks on the images. Probably Amazon doesn't like something there, you know. Or probably the other way would be to create an experiment. That would be another thing to test in the future. Like if you can test an experiment with all these images and see if that works.
Yeah, one thing I also want to point out there is anybody who hasn't ever like dug in to do flat file uploads for listings, I heavily advise everyone to learn how to, just simply from the fact that the amount of times I've gone to edit a listing on Amazon's broken backend and it just won't edit, but then I upload a flat file and it does work. It's a very easy solve that I think every Amazon seller should learn how to do at some point.
True. Yeah.
Let's see. Question 3. For IPI concerns, do my EU sales from UK remote FBA fulfillment stock count for sell-through rate in Seller Central? My sell-through rate and IPI are showing low despite high EU remote fulfillment sales. No, they do not. So sell-through rate is only determined by Amazon sales and not by remote fulfillment sales. So you have to get Amazon sales for sell-through, because they don't consider that sell-through. They consider that to be essentially just inventory management of some kind. I'm creating one product, 2 portfolios. First portfolio, sponsored product and sponsored brand keyword targeting and auto campaign only. Second portfolio, rest of all campaigns. This method, what you think, bro? What do you think, bro?
Well, portfolios, if you're talking about the portfolios in PPC, they are just a way to organize things. They are not going to give you like, I don't know, they are not like ad groups, you know. They are just ways to organize your campaigns, right?
I mean, yeah, the biggest, I would kind of agree. So we always recommend at the end of the day, keeping portfolios and ads pretty standard process. You know, a ton of our common ones are, you know, 1 ad group per campaign, you know, max of 5 keywords, 10 if you're really testing a couple of different ones, so on and so forth, right? So a couple of different, I would say, kind of key crucial things to keep within that, but different portfolios. I mean, it sounds like you kind of know what you're doing already from a methodology standpoint. Looking at supplements category, would you encourage automated review requests using tools like Helium 10 or Sellerboard, or for supplements you would rather not chase reviews that aggressively? Reasons: I don't chase reviews. I personally think that, especially, I do at this point in time probably 1, if not 2 coaching calls per week with sellers who have said that they are suspended, deactivated, or anything of the like due to review issues. And at this point in time, I don't even encourage people to chase reviews. There is one thing and one thing only that I truly know for a fact will help you get more reviews, and that is more sales. The average review rating and percentage is about 1 to 3%. 3% being really, really good for reviews that you are going to get from sales. I have seen some strategies get it up to around 8%, but that's super rare. And also, you are going to probably have some form of, you know, review manipulation, some capacity if you get up that high. So I don't even really encourage it all that much. That being said, you know, if you're really, really wanting to, yes, you can use a tool, but Amazon also just has the review ability for you to request a review right within the platform. So as long as you're not doing like hundreds and hundreds of sales a day, there's no reason, in my opinion, to really even use a platform if you don't have to. Go. If our organic sales decline while PPC sales remain strong, it impacts our profit margins. How can we increase the ratio of organic sales to improve overall profitability? Ramiro, why don't you take this one?
Oh yeah. So we always talk about the golden ratio, right? You have to have 2 organic and 1 from PPC. So that is the ratio: 2 organic and 1 PPC. So what you are saying is that right now you are doing the opposite, right? So probably your ratio is not okay. So the question is how you can increase the ratio of organic sales to improve the overall profitability. First, I would say that this is what we have done for some of the brands. You know your cost of goods, you know the FBA fees, you know the referral fees, so you know how much you are going to get after a sale, like the gross profit that you are going to get after doing a sale without including PPC. So let's say that for this gross profit, let's say that you apply that to PPC, that will tell you how much your maximum ACOS would be, right? So that will be your threshold. If you are above that ACOS, you will be losing money, and if you are below that ACOS, you will be generating profitable sales in PPC. What I will suggest you is to go over the campaigns. Like you can do this at ASIN level and check the campaigns of all these products if they are above that ACOS threshold. If you are above, you have to do something. You can decrease the bids, you can do some tweaks, because you have to be below that threshold. And in that way, you are going to have profitable sales through PPC. And you are going to help the organic rank too. I think that would be what I would do in your situation. And of course, also all these things that we've been talking before, right? Main image hacks, probably a discount, a promotion, add some keywords probably in the main image, something that will increase the click-through rate. So in that way, you are going to improve your organic sales, right? A+ content, brand story, all these things that will help conversion.
There we go. Let's see. Hi, Noah. I have one product with 3 to 4 variations and a 23% profit margin. Excluding PPC, my Amazon account is currently minus $160. Okay. And the product has only 11 reviews. The main keyword, front pocket leather wallet, gets many clicks, but no conversions. What ad strategy would you suggest in this situation? So typically speaking, that a conversion issue, right? It sounds like you don't have a click-through rate issue, you have conversion issues. So conversion issues come down to typically one of 3 things. 1, price being the number 1 converting factor across the board. 2, your design. Are you actively, one of the big things I will see is people who say, hey, my top keyword is X, yet they get no sales on X. Are you sure that's your top high relevancy keyword? Because your true top high relevancy keyword is that which you convert on. And then finally, the third being your design work to show if you are actually have the product that people want, right? If you are addressing the main thing that people are looking to get. If I go and search for, water bottles, and, I click on something, I think it's a water bottle, it's not, it's a vase. That doesn't work for me. Even if that person claims that is a water bottle, that's not going to work for me at the end of the day, right? So how can you address this from an ad situation? The biggest thing would be to actually figure out what your high relevancy, high conversion keywords are. So never be afraid to change up what your considered top keyword is. I would also look at your search query performance report to see what you are actually ranking well on from a keyword perspective. I would very much doubt that your very top keyword is a long tail phrase such as front pocket leather wallet. Now it's much more likely to be, front pocket wallet, leather wallet, so on and so forth. Those are all different variations. I'd also look at targeting more something like leather wallet from a broad perspective within your advertising. Anything to add, Ramiro?
No, I totally agree with what you have said. So great. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, I'm going to look at a bunch of these, and we're gonna kind of speed run them. As a seller, can we see results sales of our products from Amazon Live influencers who pay commissions for those influencers, Amazon, or we/sellers? Yeah, technically you can. You have to do it through the Amazon influencer program, though. You can't just see it direct as like an attribution within Seller Central. How can I increase my sales over handmade rugs, which start from $99 to $2,000? Wow. I got sales very slow as 1 to 2 per day as suggestions for increase my sales. Run more advertising. Handmade is a very difficult category, especially when you're selling a very high-end item that's $2,000. You have a lot of room there, I'm guessing, to be able to kind of maneuver with some advertising. Probably not so much on the $99, but absolutely ads are the only thing that you're going to be able to utilize to kind of push here. Ramiro, any other strategy ideas there?
Like, for example, there are rags that are super cheap, right? And you're selling some handmade rags that cost up to $2,000. So what I would suggest is also improve all your images, because you have to show why, you are selling that at that high price, right? You have to show why you are premium, why, like, all the benefits of these, like why they should pay you $2,000. I think that would be it.
There we go. Let's see. Can you give me ideas for returns, as I am a seller from India and returning the rug from USA to India costs me too much? Any suggestions? Yeah, you can actually work with a couple of US 3PLs. Utilize a 3PL as your return provider, so that you can essentially just have the rugs sent directly to them. They can look at it, they can inspect it, do a repackage if need be, and you can then have them ship it back out as a new item, so to speak. We are in supplement, and today Amazon send all of our inventory from available to reserve status. They generated a case saying due to negative review describing product is not benefits for some users. That's why they moved inventory to reserved. How to deal with these type of negative reviews? Let's see. They said saying due to negative review describing product is not benefits. I'm guessing that he's saying here that essentially Amazon, they got negative reviews on the product. Amazon is now wanting to quality inspect the product and moved it to reserve because they think it's the wrong product. So one, open up support case, Rahul, to check to verify first and foremost whether or not they are doing a bin check on the product. You also want to verify and see, is there a problem with the product? Why are you getting the negative reviews? Typically speaking, is there a way to deal with negative reviews? Not really. They're just Amazon takes reviews at face value. Unfortunately, they don't like removing reviews. The only time they will is if a review is not meant for the product that was left on, or if it isn't related to the product at all. So not much you can unfortunately do. Support case for the bin check is very first step here to verify there isn't any product issues, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you please give us some advice regarding using AGL to ship products from China to USA, especially supplement gummies? Ramiro, have you used AGL yet?
I have, but well, which kind of advice? Like there are so many things in all this process, but
give us your top 3 bullet point. Here's the things to watch out for.
Well, first of all, check your costs, because now with all the tariffs and all this stuff, probably you have to be very careful with what you are ordering from China. Okay, probably that is the first one. Then just set up everything, like be sure that you have everything like in terms of AGL set up correctly, that your products have everything in the back end to avoid some issues. And the third one, what I would like, help me with one, let's say.
I think the third one would be when you're dealing with AGL in general. The biggest area that people fall through on is specifically customs and understanding the process of customs with AGL. AGL does not handle all of your customs for you. That's something I need to make very clear. It's not a one-stop shop for everything. And you need to usually, even with AGL, verify that you have ground set up once it is within the US, and verify what that is, because Amazon takes it essentially, even though they are the ones handling it, they're not. You still need to verify that all of the actual aspects are done. The amount of times I've seen people only set up halfway through AGL and they don't have the ground compliance done or aspect done once it's to customs, and then also getting it to the Amazon fulfillment center. It's a whole mess, because if you miss any aspect of that process and the truck then misses its due date, that comes back on you, not back on the logistics company. Let's see. My ACOS is currently at 35%. How to calculate what's the best ACOS for my product? And my sales rank is stuck in 90 Ks. Okay. Not going any lower after getting 2 to 3 orders per day. One, sales rank, it's always just sales volume. You have to just get more sales, unfortunately. Now, ACOS, how to calculate the best one? That comes down to, first off, I don't use ACOS as a great metric on a brand. I usually like tacos a lot more than ACOS. Focus on tacos as being your guiding metric. We typically recommend between 8 and 12% tacos. If we want to be more aggressive, 15 to 20. For ACOS, usually 20 to 30 is what I would consider, pretty stagnated ACOS. At the end of the day, it comes down to your profit margins more than anything. Are you profitable or are you not profitable? So how can I improve my organic ranking for main keywords like wool rug, handmade carpet, etc.? What do you think, Ramiro?
Well, we've been talking about these. There are multiple things. Imagine that selling on Amazon is like a table. It has four legs. The first one, I think it would be like the catalog. Like all your catalog, you try to fill all the attributes that you have in the backend, all the generic keywords, all this stuff. Then SEO, well, that will be also keywords. Try to put all the SEO stuff in the titles, in the bullet points, everywhere. Then the images, the design, that should be done. Like try to have the best images possible with the correct keywords in there. And the last one will be PPC, that if the other 3 legs are completed correctly, PPC will work really, really well.
Fantastic. All right, let's bounce around to some questions here because we only got a couple of minutes left. Let's see. Can you provide more details about the new Amazon business placements and audiences and how to use them correctly? First and foremost, Heisenberg, I will let you know a little secret, and that is that literally just this morning, I recorded a video going over Amazon business placements and audiences. And so I would first and foremost tell you, take some time and watch our YouTube channel, and make sure to watch for when that video comes out. Probably sometime early next week, I would imagine that video will be out. So that'll give you a really in-depth idea of it and how to utilize it best. That being said, Ramiro, you have any kind of general guidelines you want to go by?
No, I will check that video, man.
The video is going to go really in depth, Heisenberg. What I'll say for right now is that if you don't sell a B2B type product, ignore business placements in general. It's not really worth it. However, the audiences, I'm a big fan of it because it's kind of starting to show that Amazon's moving more towards, I think, like how meta advertising is. And I love meta advertising and the fact that you can build very curated audience groups. Amazon still doesn't let you, curate your own audience group, unfortunately, but I think it's pretty cool and how they're kind of using this when we're doing our targeting. So let's say this one. Can I send inventory from US FBA to Canada FBA, then sell in Canada? What are the charges? Yeah, I mean, you can technically. Charges would just be shipping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can also technically, if you want to, Rahul, I would just start with like NARF, North American Remote Fulfillment. That would be probably best for you. Also the cheapest just for testing. But if you want to send it direct, you can just technically have Amazon remove it and send it directly to them. If you have AWD, they will send direct to Canada as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Just looking for a random one here. The question about stopping automatic returns and getting a customer service inquiry first was for FBM, not for FBA. Is there a way to have the customer reach out to the seller for support first? So you can open so for FBM. Okay. So you can open a seller support case and can ask them to turn this off. However, unfortunately, no is the answer. You can't just have them say they can't ask for a return or a refund. That's just standard Amazon process. They want everyone to be able to do 30-day returns always. Now, you can turn off the aspect of them having to send the product back to get a refund, but you can't turn off them asking for a refund on any product, even FBM, unfortunately, Daniel. You can submit that case to ask for the approval. I haven't seen the approval come through for anyone in, I don't know, a couple of years at this point. I sent you a paid question 2 weeks ago and I haven't gotten a response. Are you saying through our coaching page, Vasil? If so, I'll check right after this, Vasil. But if you want to shoot your question over to podcast@myamazonguy.com, I'll double check it and verify and make sure that there's no issue. But yeah, shoot that question over. Usually I'm pretty spot on, get those within, like 30 minutes of people sending them. So shoot it over and I'll answer for you. Let's see. Let's answer one more question, then we'll wrap it up here. Let's do Viper. Viper's a longtime fan. I have a listing that the BSR tanked. I'm trying to use Prime Day to boost my rankings. The options available are Lightning Deal, Prime Discounts, Prime Coupon. What would give me the best chance to generate a ton of sales? Ramiro, what do you say?
Well, again, it will depend on your product. It will depend on your competitors. It will depend on the category. But at least if you have available lightning deals, it means that at least your product is selling like a good amount of units. Now, remember that for coupons, like the normal coupons, Prime coupons, I don't know if you are referring to normal coupons, but remember, for coupons, there is a new fee structure that you will pay $5 just for creating the coupon, and then the fees have increased to 2.5% sales that you will get from that specific coupon. So I don't know, you will have to do the math in order to see if that is convenient for your product. But what I will say is, like, as a general rule, if you're selling really well, use a lightning deal. If you are not selling like really, really well, use the Prime discount, the normal Prime PEDs, the Prime exclusive discounts. And lastly, just check the coupons fee structure and see if that makes sense with your product profitability.
Right on brand.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, we are going to wrap it up there. For those of you who are uninitiated as to who or what we do, we are My Amazon Guy. We are a full-service Amazon agency. If you don't know what full service means, essentially means we handle Amazon accounts end-to-end on the platform. If you are ever curious about anything we could possibly do, head on over to myamazonguy.com. We have this nice little services section that outlines everything we possibly do. We also include a couple of new services like our direct consumer, our Google Ads Management, Meta Ads Management, and email marketing as well. So we work also on people's branded websites at this point in time. If you ever want to just have a one-on-one session, get down into the nitty-gritty for it, you can go over to our coaching section and book a call, or even just ask me a question if you want to. So all that being said, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Next week, we will not have one, as is 4th of July here in the States. And so we are going to be taking the day off, but we will be back the following week. Ramiro, thank you for joining me today. It was a pleasure to have you, sir.
Thank you for inviting me, Noah, and good questions, guys. I had a lot of fun answering them.
We'll have to get you back on sometime soon.
Sure. Let's do it.
Thank you, everybody. See ya.